We have another example on the board. This time we're supposed to find the derivative of the difference. So let's start. We have to write dy over dx is equal derivative of 4x squared minus 1 raised to the fourth power respect to x minus derivative of 6x over dx. Okay? Please notice that we're supposed to find the derivative of the composite function and regular linear function. So how are we going to solve the first part of my problem? We have to find the derivative of the composite function. So simply write derivative of 4x to the second power minus 1 to the fourth power over dx. We're going to use this formula called derivative of a function raised to a power. Okay, so how are we supposed to look at this function? We have constant. We have u, which represents the content of my parenthesis, and I have n, which represents the exponent. Anytime we have no constant at the front of the parenthesis, there is always invisible one. Okay, so applying this rule, I'm going to have first the constant. So constant is my invisible one. You don't have to write it, but at the beginning I'm going to write, just make sure that everybody understands what I'm doing. Next, I have to multiply that constant by the exponent. Exponent is equal 4. Next, I have to multiply these two coefficients, right, by the content of the parentheses. Okay, so I have 4x squared minus 1, because this is my u. The content of the parenthesis is my u. And next I'm supposed to subtract 1 from the power, so I have 4 minus 1. And I'm supposed to find the derivative of the content of the parenthesis, okay? So I have to find the derivative of the internal function, right? So what we're supposed to do, we're supposed to simply write, let me do this step by step, 4x squared minus 1 over dx. Okay, so this is equal. 1 times 4 is 4, and I have 4x squared minus 1 to the third power times derivative of the difference. So I have to find the derivative of 4x squared first. So I have to write the constant first times the exponent, x exponent minus 1, minus the derivative of the constant. Derivative of constant is equal 0. So I'm going to write simply minus 0. Okay, I'm doing everything step by step. So next, what we're supposed to do, we're supposed to just organize this a little bit. So this is equal 4. I have to copy down 4x squared minus 1 to the third power. So I have 4x squared minus 1 to the third power. Now I have 4 times 2 is 8. So I have times 8. And I have x. And I have 2 minus 1 is 1. So I don't supposed to write anything over here. Next, I have to multiply 4 times 8 is equal 32. So I have 32x, open parenthesis, 4x squared minus 1 to the third power. 4x squared minus 1 to the third power. Okay, so this is the derivative of the composite function. Next, I'm supposed to find derivative of 6x. So I have derivative of 6x respect to x. Remember, anytime there is no exponent, there is always invisible one. So this is equal constant 6 times exponent x, and I have exponent minus 1. So this is 6 times 1 is 6, x to power 0. Remember that x cannot be 0. So this is 6 times 1, because if x is not equal 0, any number which is going to be behind x raised to power 0 is going to give me 1. So this is equal 6. Okay? So now we can write that derivative of the given function is equal the derivative of the composite function minus the derivative of the linear function, in this case is 6x. So I have derivative of my composite function is 32 x, open parenthesis, and I have 4x squared minus 1 to the third power minus 6. Okay, and this is the solution to my problem.